Hey, everybody. Wow, what a trip I had. A vacation. Anyway, I'm so happy to be back. Let me tell you, I am just so happy. So today I wanted to sort of discuss my family trip with you all, not only because it's kind of funny, but it's also really profound. And I think we all have come from families, and I'm pretty sure all of us have had some drama or trauma or insanity dealing with family. But it's quite interesting as you get older and when you work on yourself a lot, how you can see things in such a different light. So, before we get into this sort of heavy conversation today, I want to say I missed you guys. I missed all of you. Thank you for being here, and really thank you for building the channel. It does mean a lot to me, and it really I look always forward to these Wednesdays. So that being said, if you're new here, thank you. If you don't know, we are building this awesome community here, and I really do think we're building an awesome community. And so, with that, what I like to do is I'm gonna start calling everybody out. If you just let me know where you're from, I'm gonna call you out where you're from. See, everybody already knows the drill here. Let me scroll back up and find the first person that I see, and then if I miss you, you can just do it again, and then I'll start over. So I see we got Ada from the UK. Okay, so we got UK, and please just tell me where you're from. I'm going to shout you out, and then we're going to get into this amazing conversation today. So we got UK in the house. We got Maryland in the house. We got Poland in the house. Right on, Poland. We got Netherlands. Oh, we have a worldwide community here, everybody. So it's really awesome. We got Arizona, Belgium, Massachusetts, Fort Worth, Alabama. Thanks. I love being back. Thank you. We got UK, the tiniest village in the UK. We got Borger, Texas, Southern Utah. I was just in Utah. We got Pennsylvania, Ohio, South Central Tennessee, Dallas, Texas, California, Wales, Denver, Belgium. Let me see where else. Florida, Ohio, Montreal, right on. See, I told you guys, it's crazy. Michigan, Tennessee, Estonia's in the house, Yuba County, California, Mesquite, Texas, Sweden's in the house, PNW's in the house. Where's PNW? I'm sorry, am I being dumb? Shalom, friend. South London. I almost said the R word, but everybody gets so twisted these days. It's ridiculous. Maine, Washington State, Norway, Wisconsin, Missouri, UK, Plymouth, Southwest UK. We get a lot of UK. We got Central Hollywood. Probably right down the street from me. Is that Hollywood, California? Albany, New York, Ontario, Florida, Seattle, Maine, New Mexico. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me today. I'm sorry I missed you last week. Boy, oh, okay, that's Pacific Northwest. Okay, right on. Thank you. Um, I missed you guys all last week, but boy, was my family trip. I was actually looking forward to it. I'll tell you, we got England in the house. I'll tell you guys, man, sit down, grab a drink. I got my espresso because holy moly, I just can't even believe it turned out the way it turned out. I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting this trip to turn out so amazing and just so powerful. You guys know I spend a lot of time with my parents. They're 85 years old. They live in Palm Springs. I drive out there maybe every other weekend, every third weekend of the month. I spend a couple days with them. I help them set their computers, get them new phones. I do all the things that a good son would do. I participate in their lives, and I do it not just from, I do have a little guilt around it, but because I was not a good person when I was younger, and I'm pretty sure y'all know that. I just was out of control. I just was dealing with a lot of stuff. So that being said, I was a drug addict, a alcoholic, a homeless person, everything a parent out there never wants from their child was me. It's why I can say the things I say in these days as an older person, and also somebody who is a parent now and somebody who does see things in a different light. Anyway, I thought I'm going to go and hang out with my 85-year-old parents and drive them up to see my sister in Idaho, because my older sister bought a place up there like, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. If you've never been to Idaho, you should go. It's just amazing. The people are super awesome. I like going and visiting my sister. So anyway, I'm taking a road trip with my 85-year-old parents. I don't know if any of you have 85-year-old parents or if you. I know I'm lucky. I don't think I don't know that. I know I'm lucky to still have both of my parents, and pretty much that's what everyone said to me when I wrote about it on my Instagram, or I posted it here, or everyone made comments, really enjoy the time. It won't be forever. Like all these kind of comments that were like, you're lucky to have your parents. All of those things I know, everybody. I want you to know that 100%. I feel very lucky to have my parents still at 85. But do you remember how old I am? Do you all know how old I am? Put it in the comments. I want to see if you all remember how old I am, because this is where it's going to make a huge difference. There you go. 63, 63, 64. I'm 63. 53. Thank you. I'm 63. 21. Okay, Nicole Owens, you win the prize, friend. You know what? Honestly, I don't want people not to know that I'm 63. I actually really like being 63, and I like being older, and I like even telling people I'm 63. I have no desire to go back to being 21, just so you know. One of the best things about getting old and really feeling solid in your space is really being proud of being 63. I never thought I would make it to 63. I think a lot of people feel that way in my shoes. We never think we're going to make it to 63. I barely thought I'd make it to 30. So to make it to 63 is pretty incredible to me. I'm not your normal 63-year-old, right? I think I'm pretty young in my energy. I'm very much in good shape. I'm not your typical looking 63-year-old male, even though I'm not a male, but you know what I mean. So anyway, I have a little bit of, I guess you could say, am I a narcissist, or do I have ego, or do I do want to look good. I don't want to be not in shape at 63. I really, so it could be my ego on some level. I actually want to look, healthy and in shape. So anyway, I want to get back to this story because I just been dying to tell you, because, so there I am. Oh my God, you guys. So I wasn't a good kid. I wasn't. We've gotten that over there. We put that over there. I really owe my parents on some level. And I really have made amends to my parents through my sobriety, through my, desire to be a better human being, through my growth as a man. So you have to remember, my dad was my role model. So let me give you a little, get your drink ready. So my dad was my role model. My dad is an ex-football player, okay? I grew up in a very machismo household. My dad is Canadian. I don't know if that really matters. I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. My dad was king of the house. I'm the middle child. I have an older sister. Then there's me. I'm the second girl. And then a third who's a younger. So there's three of us, three girls. My dad had three girls. And my dad always wanted to have a boy. So, he brought his girls up to be very masculine, for lack of a better word, or to be very geared into not letting people mess with us. And I really think my dad did a great thing in that. He really taught us how to be very self-sufficient women and girls, and he taught us not to take any crap from anybody. And he taught us to be, pretty domineering on some level. And you could both of my sisters are very masculine but feminine looking, but they're in their energy, they're very masculine. My one sister, my older sister, I'm the middle. My older sister, I told you, she was LAPD for like 30 years. She was a detective. She worked in the SA part of the whole. My sister deals with a lot of PTSD from being in the LAPD. And also my sister was in the military before that. So that's the picture of. And my sister isn't gay. Some people would assume that, but she's not. And now she's a cowboy in Idaho. So, and picture, this is how my dad is raising us, to be very much the women who don't take anything, from anybody. So my younger sister owns her own business. She's very wealthy. She's type A personality. We move forward in the world and we don't say, oh, I'm a woman. They're not like that. Anyway, this is my dad, but my dad is king of the house. And we always had to sort of listen to what my dad did and said. And it was a kind of a rough times, like there would be times when we got spankings that would be considered abusive today. And there were times, I would say more me than anybody, but he was verbally abusive. He didn't know how to deal with his temper. He would go off the handle and it would just be like so, oh man, just insane. These are the male traits I picked up. I'm not going to get into the relationship with my mom and my dad. That is something I'm writing about in my book. But, just picture 1950 man and woman. That's the relationship my parents have. And they still have that. My mom makes my dad his cocktail at 5 o'clock. You know what I'm talking about? Every 5 o'clock at the house, it's cocktail hour, and my mom mixes my dad his drink. That's what I'm talking, and serves him and waits on him. So this is what I want to put out there. So as I grew older and I got sober, and, on some level, my dad takes he thinks he made me this person. My dad has a lot of guilt around me transitioning. And my dad thinks because he wanted boys, we'd always hear this in our head, in our ears growing up. 3 girls would always hear, I wish I had a boy. That's what my dad would say constantly. I wish I had a boy. I can't believe I have 3 girls. I wish I had a boy. I wish I had a boy. This is something we heard constantly as young girls and as his children, as if he wasn't happy enough to have us 3 girls. So on some level, my dad thinks he caused me to want to be this boy. Now, I'm totally open to conversation. You all know that. I 100% am. I believe that gender dysphoria exists, and I believe I do have it. But I also believe on some level, my dad could have attributed to my desire to be wanting to be a boy, right? He could have pushed that as a 5-year-old when my dad said to me, when you were 4, you wanted to be a cowboy and you would try to wear my underwear and put the cowboy boots on and you were very masculine. So who knows? It could have gotten instilled into my head, right? Hey, Ann, thank you, friend. Oh, I appreciate you being a member. Thank you for 17 months. My dad had 3 boys and said he always wanted a girl. This is the thing that people do. Thank you for that, Ann. This is the thing that people do, especially parents. You got to watch out what you say around your kids. So you're right. My parents didn't intend it to be, but they psychologically abusive. I don't think my dad did it on purpose in no way, shape, or form. But I want to be honest with you all because I think that's one of the things I really love about creating this community with you all. Like, I have nothing to hide from you, nor do I want to hide from you. I want to get down to why people like me have gender dysphoria. Where does it come from? Why do I have it and my 2 sisters don't, right? Why do some people get it? I don't believe that you're born this way. I just don't. I think somehow you can be pushed into these ways or you can think these ways, and that's okay. What we need to understand is that I think that we need to understand the long-term effects of these things psychologically on children. So when we start telling kids that they are trans, that's child abuse. That is 100%. There is no other way to look at that. I really believe in hey, Nicola, thank you so much for the super sticker. Is that, my dog is whining for some reason because he missed me. So, I just wondered to myself, can you put these things? So I used to tell my dad, no, you didn't do this to me. And I would still say that to my dad because I'm very happy. You all know that. I am very happy. I will not look back, and I want to be this guy. I really want to live this life. I'm a better person like this. I live better. I feel better. This is my Hey, Samantha's in the house. You guys all know Samantha. I'm going to bring her on the show. Do you want me to bring Samantha on a live? Let's bring her back on a live and have a conversation. We and her have really garnered a great relationship. Hey, Samantha, thanks for joining us today. You all know it's the interview with her. She's an amazing transsexual woman. She does a lot of work for this community. She's awesome. So Samantha says, hey, Buck, as you know, my mother was desperate for a girl, but always treated me as a boy. It was just in me. There you go. So there you go. So I don't know if it was just in me or not. I have no idea. My dad said at 4 I was acting like a boy, right? So I don't know. Are we born with it? Are we not born with it? We don't know. But could you think that somehow my dad, because him saying all the time, I want a boy. I wish I had a boy. Why don't I have a boy? But how come it only affected me and not my two sisters? So these are the real conversations that I think we should start having, because then it will start for us to understand how vulnerable children are. And when you say things to kids when they're little and you give them more praise, so I would get more praise from my father when I was the boy, okay? Because I had a boy name, okay? I had a boy name. Since I was like about 8 or maybe even less, I had a boy name. And so I had my girl name and my boy name. And it seemed like I was always treated better when the boy name was used. And I was always treated different when the girl name was used. My two sisters didn't have those things going. As I progressed in my life and I became an amazing athlete, even as a 10-year-old, I was a killer athlete. And so my dad, being a professional athlete, really honed in on that. And I became, on some level, his sort of focus. And he was so proud of me because I was winning things. I was getting on the AYSO, at 12 or 13, I became this amazing soccer player, or what you call football over there. And I became this person. I became this like all-star kid soccer player girl. I was a girl all-star. This was in the 70s, everybody. I was killing it. And so my dad would always give me these sort of accolades for it. I always felt like those were the times when my dad and I were the closest. We were the closest when I was winning. And we were not the closest when I was more of the girl. And I wasn't doing good in school. And I wasn't living up to his expectations. And I wasn't performing. My grades were this, but my sports was this. Why do you think that was? Why do you think my grades were? I'm not a dummy. Let's just get that. I was called a dummy my whole life. But you're right. A lot of biological girls growing up have boy names. I don't think that means anything other than the fact within the context of my dad and his sort of baggage of wanting to have a boy, right? So that being said, I wonder, so there I am as a kid and I'm getting these mixed messages, right? I really feel like I was getting mixed messages as I grow as a human being, and I constantly go to therapy. I go to a lot of therapy, not so much anymore, but I've been 30 years in therapy, constantly wanting to evolve as a human and not wanting to be a toxic man and not wanting to be a horrible person. I want to be a great person. And that really means getting rid of your trauma or your stuff that has affected you as a child. And I feel like people need to understand you don't necessarily have to think you have trauma or that, but there are things in our life from when we were kids. Hey, Wales. Hey, Lauren. There are things from us when we were kids that I think we take on as adults, and then we don't look at it. And then we wonder why we have bad behaviors about things. So now I'm going to get into my role. Do y'all remember National Lampoon's Vacation? The update on the book I'll give you too. Do you all remember that show, Chevy Chase, National Lampoon's Vacation? Oh my God. It's so, if you haven't seen, there's like 5 of them. Hilarious. Picture that. That's my family. That's literally my family. I'm not even kidding you. So here I am. We get in the car. Remember, I set the stage for you all because my dad is macho. My dad is 85 and thinks he's 65, okay? So my dad still thinks he can run whatever it is around you, right? Run circles around you. My dad still thinks he's in charge of the situation. My dad still thinks he can drive all the way straight to Utah in 13 hours. Just all this old school gross behavior. Now, that being said, my dad isn't the most, my dad drove for a living when we were kids. My dad was a salesman. And so my dad is a man who has a lot of, oh, thank you, Ruby. Thank you so much. Ask any psychiatrist. We all have the consequences of our childhood trauma. Ask any, that's right. You ask. I mean, I'm telling you, 100%. I'm telling you, we all have trauma from our childhoods. I don't care what you think. I don't care if you have the best parents in the world. There's some trauma that probably we're not all dealing with. So, but I don't want to lay it on you. I'm going to lay it on me, my own trauma. That's why I just want to make light of my trauma because I'm not going to take that shit anymore. So let me just tell you. So anyway, my dad, he drove a lot when we were kids. Like that was his job. He was a salesman, an electrical salesman, blah, blah, blah. So he has a lot of time under his belt. He did teach me how to drive good. I learned how to use mirrors and drive and aggressively. My dad is the ultra aggressive driver. So I remember once when I was 10 years old, 10 seems to be my most traumatized age. So I'll never forget, we were driving and a guy cut my dad off. Oh, this was like in the 70s, right? A guy cut my dad off. Oh, my road rage existed back then too. Never, oh my God, never cut him off. Okay, so what did my dad do? Chase this dude. It was a flower van. I'll never forget. It was a flower van, like a van that's delivering flowers. My dad chased this dude, cut him off, made him like get to the side of the road. Do you know what? You're not even going to believe this. It's just crazy. I witnessed this is the kind of shit I witnessed as a kid. My dad pushes the dude over in the van on the road. My dad gets out of the car and the dude saw my dad. His eyes were like this big. It was a young kid. He like scrambled for the back of the van. My dad went around the back of the van, opened those doors, got the dude, and just started pounding on him. Like, this is what I'm witnessing as a kid. This is literally what I witnessed as a kid. Like, what? The dude cut him off. So that was that insane, crazy crap that I saw constantly from my dad, who's a professional football player, went on to play rugby, did all these macho sports, handball when it was the little handball. Like, I grew up around very masculine, machismo, fighting, the rugby games that we would go to in the 70s with my dad. My dad played rugby. They would fight after the game. They would just be knocking each other out. Like, again, the shit I saw as a kid. And so I became a fighter. As a kid, I became a fighter. As a young adult, I became a fighter. In my alcoholism, I became a fighter. I was constantly knocking people out. I was a fighter, a real fighter, like a good, not like boxing professionally, but I could knock the crap out of you. And I would knock the crap out of all the boys in the school where they wouldn't say anything to me anymore because my dad would instigate it. And he would say, never throw the first punch, but instigate them to throw the first punch. So I was a girl beating the crap out of the boys. How do you think that the boys would be so embarrassed they wouldn't attack me anymore? So I'm growing up with this insane machismo fighting energy, right? So think of Jodie. I look like Jodie Foster as a kid with anger. That's who I was. The Bad News Bears. I was Jodie Foster with anger. So I go to my parents' house and I'm going to drive with them. It's going to be leisurely. I tell my mom, like, we're just going to take our time. We're not going to drive straight to Idaho. We're going to drive to, I think it's called Cedar City or one of those towns on the way. And we're going to just chill out and we're not going to be in a hurry. And my mom's like, yeah. And my dad's like, yeah. And so my dad's been having a lot of health problems. I want to say that, and it sucks. He had to get a pacemaker, and this is the machismo dude who all the chicks wanted to be around. Again, I setting the stage. My dad was also that stud dude who constantly had chicks around him, and my poor mom had to deal with that nonsense. But anyway, so, Mr. That Guy, ego, and so there, so he's 85 now. He still thinks he's that dude. It's actually mind-blowing. And so he thinks that, he's in charge of the situation. So anyway, he's having to take all these medications. And one of the medications he has to take is a diuretic. Do y'all know what a diuretic is? Because the story's going to get insane from here. Let me just tell you. Oh my God, it's going to get so insane. I just can't even believe I witnessed this. What does a diuretic do? So my dad is holding on to water because of his pacemaker, and it's not good for the heart. So they gave him a diuretic, right? That makes you lose, so you don't hold on to water weight, right? And so the problem with that is when you go on no, it doesn't make you fart. It just makes you pee, right? Busting for a pee. completely. So my dad hasn't really been driving long places because he just does his golfing there and he's just around in his own little space. So that being said, we're driving. He's like, I might have to stop more than not just to pee. I'm like, cool, I don't really care. We're not in a hurry. Anyway, we get on the road. Within 15 minutes, Dad's like, I gotta pee. I'm like, okay, no worries. We'll stop. We're gonna make a pee. I'll go to Starbucks, get a drink. You go pee. So anyway, he pees, blah, blah, blah. We get on the road again, and we're taking the back route. My parents live in Palm Springs, so we're not taking the 10 straight there. My dad decides he wants to take the scenic route, which is out through Joshua Tree and through there and 29 Palms, and it's kind of beautiful scenery if you like rocks. So anyway, blah, 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 and then we're going there, and then all of a sudden, out in the middle of nowhere, I gotta pee. I'm like, what? Okay, so cool. We'll find a gas station. So he's like, no, I gotta pee now. I'm like, okay, just what do you want me to do? So anyway, we find a place to stop. This is the second one within the last like 20 or 30 minutes. So, okay, maybe it's like 40 minutes. So, okay, we stop, we pee. So then we get going again. Within 20 minutes, he's got to pee again. I'm like, oh my God, this is not going to work. Something we got to do. So we keep going and then we find a place. I'm like, Dad, why don't you just get out the car and pee on the side of the road? Like, duh. One of the best things about being a dude is you can literally pee on the side of the car. I'm like, duh. So pretty much every 30 minutes, Stephanie, every 30 minutes. Again, we get going. Then we had to stop because I'm hungry. But they all want to eat McDonald's and Taco Bell and Wendy's and the shit food that I can't eat it. I can't find anything to eat at McDonald's. What am I going to eat? I can't eat there. So I don't eat that kind of food. So anyway, I'm like, can't we just go sit down somewhere? I could find a salad with some chicken breast, right? So I pull over to the side of the road and I'm like, okay, I found a great place. It's right here. It's 10 minutes away. We're going to go there. And it's like some pub place. And I'm like, there's a gas station right here, Dad. Do you have to pee? Nope. It's okay. I'll make it to the thing. I'm not fucking kidding you guys. I'm not kidding you. Minute we get on the road, he goes, my dad lost it. He lost his mind and he freaked and he started screaming like a child. I gotta pee. I'm like, whoa. Hold on here. Thank God for that therapy I've been doing called EDMR. Do y'all know that therapy? EDMR? Do you know it? This is where it becomes satire. Because if you don't know about EDMR, I think it's EMDR or EDMR. Do you know that therapy? Look it up. It's amazing. It's the thing that literally got trauma out from me. I loved it. Some people don't like it. I actually thought it's so powerful. Some people use lights. My therapist uses tapping. Okay, so tapping. So it's a tapping therapy that really digs deep. And I'm not kidding. Look it up. I have the best therapist if anybody's interested. So anyway, I do Zoom meetings with her. She's amazing. She's cleared so much of the crap out of me. So thank God for that because he's screaming like a child. I gotta pee. I'm like, dude, I just told you there was a toilet and you said no. So then I just start tapping the steering. I can't even believe I'm sharing all this with you. So I'm tapping the steering wheel. My dad is next to me like, 85-year-old. My mom's in the back seat like 1950 housewife. Woo, whistling, pretending like nothing's happening, because that's how my mom deals with shit. She just pretends like she's not. She pretends like she's not seeing or hearing. She's whistling, and I'm just like, this is so insane. So finally, we're gonna go to this restaurant. I say, and I'm tapping the steering wheel so that I don't get angry. And then we get to, and there's a Cracker Barrel. My dad's all, go to the Cracker Barrel. I'm like, ew, I can't eat Cracker Barrel. And then I'm like, I don't care. I just won't even eat at this point. So we make a U-turn and we go to Cracker Barrel, which is hilarious in itself. Have you ever been to Cracker Barrel? My God. So we go to Cracker Barrel and Dad hits the toilet for like 10 minutes and then whatever, we eat, we pretend like that didn't happen, we leave. I'm like, Dad, you sure you don't have to pee? I'll pee one more time. We get on the road. We're literally, no, it's not that I don't love Cracker Barrel. I just think the name is funny, and also it's not really conducive to my diet. So we get on the road. What? Not even kidding you guys. 20 minutes into it, he's got to pee again. Okay, I'm like, I'm done. This is not right, Dad. Something's not right. And we can't stop. No, I'm not reading. I'm reading some of them, but I'm trying to read. I see yours. So I'm just like, we got to do something. This isn't right. We can't stop every 20 minutes, Dad. This is like insane. So what did I come up with the idea, you guys? You know what idea I came up with? Tapping works. Do you know what idea I came up with? You got to know what I came up with. If you know me, you know what idea I came up with. I'm like, Dad, first off, dump out that water out of that bottle, okay? Because this is where it gets weird with my 85-year-old dad. Not a cup. Not a diaper. He will never do a diaper. Never, never. You can't even call it a diaper. You got to call those things like underwear, but pretend like they're not a diaper. A pee bottle. You know me. I'm like, dude, to my dad, I keep calling him dude, dump out the water from the water bottle and piss in it. Like, are you insane? Like, what? And he's like, I'm like, I'm not looking. I'm driving. I really don't care. Like, I'm literally don't care. Like, honestly. So he goes, oh. And then my mom's all, no, that's not. I'm like, Mom, just don't worry about it. Like, you're up, not up here. Stay back in your weird little space and keep humming back there because we're doing this up here. And so he does it. He peed in the bottle. And I was like, see, I told you. And so now we have a full bottle of dad pee in the car. And of course, some of it got on there. So I'm just like pretending like I don't see anything and hear anything. And we get 20 minutes more. He's got to pee again. So I'm like, Mom, just throw the water out of the water bottle in the back. He filled up 3 water bottles by the time we got to the next pit stop. And this happened the whole way to Idaho. And then I'm just like, what? Like, stop drinking. Then I realized, why are you drinking? Why are you drinking water? Why are you drinking Gatorade? You don't get to drink anything in the car. So we get to Cedar City. Here's where it becomes so crazy, you guys. That's crazy, but it comes crazier, okay? So basically, we get to Cedar City. I don't know if you've ever been to Cedar City, but there's all these great hotels, like, you know, the Marriott Courtyard, nice hotels, like, you know, even the Holiday Inn Express was nice, like, all super, like, the Ramada Inn, super something, whatever. They're all pretty normal, clean hotel rooms. So I said to my mom, did you book a hotel here? And she's like, oh no, I thought we would just wait till we got here and then we'll just get a room. I don't know how many of you travel, but I travel a lot and I couldn't even believe it. She did not book a room. She thought it was 1950 and that we're just going to pull up into Cedar City and get a hotel room. And I'm like, what? My God, I can't. So we just go to Marriott just to see. Nope, fully booked. They only have a room for a night for $500. I'm like, nope, my dad's not going to pay that. He's not even going to pay $200. My parents are super cheap. I would pay it in 2 seconds, but nope, they're not going to do that. So anyway, I go on my booking.com and I don't see anything. So, and they're all like $300 a night. My dad's cheap. He is not going to pay $300 a night. And I'm just so mad at my mom. So now here we are. My dad's pissing in bottles in the front seat. My mom forgot to book a hotel room. I'm just like so irritated. So we just go to the next, like on the way, my dad said, look, there's a travel lodge. I don't know if you guys know Travelodge next to the highway. It's not 1950 or 1960 or even 1970 when Travelodge was actually normal. It's also a motel, not a hotel. And it's next to what? A truck stop. It's next to a truck stop. So I'm like, no, Dad, we can't stay here. He's like, just book the room. We need a room. So I go on booking.com and guess how much the room was? You're not even going to believe it. Well, you are going to believe it. Guess how much the room was? Lynn, it's a hooker place. You just wait. Hooker place. Lot lizards, Cracker Barrel. This is my trip. Dark comedy. So I go on to to bookings.com and it's $70. My dad sees $70. I wish I didn't let him see the app. He's like, book it now. And I'm like, ah, okay, whatever. So I just get it. We drive over there. It's next to, it is so insane, you guys. It's a crack hotel. It's a full on lot lizard crack hotel. So we're stuck because my parents don't even think about stuff. They don't know anything. They don't know anything about lot lizards or any of that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, it's a lot lizard hotel. And they're like, what's a lot lizard? And I'm like, never mind. Not only cockroaches, bed bugs. I'm like so freaked out by bed bugs, you guys. It's like, we're all pay $200 for a hotel room. That's not even a lot. I don't even care. So anyway, we go to our rooms. They have a room back in the corner and it's so scary and dark, but I go to my room and I am so mad. I call my sister in Idaho and I'm just bitching at her. I can't believe how cheap they are and this is so gross. You're not even gonna, my sister, the cop, so she's laughing and I'm like, you're not even gonna believe this room is so disgusting. I didn't take my clothes off. I took a shower. I put clean clothes on. I put the same clothes back on, put my shoes on, laid the bed out with all the towels because I smelled them and they smelled like bleach. So I'm totally did that. And I slept on the bed with towels, never took my clothes off, just tried to watch movies on my phone because I was so freaked out by it. And then the morning we went to dinner, some gross restaurant, and we came back and then they went to bed. And then I said, can we leave at 6? So my mom comes knocking. I told my mom, did you know that a hotel, those people staying next to you are hookers? And my mom was like, no, they're not. I'm like, they are. And next to it is a huge lot of trucks. So please, people, come on. So then we get on the road in the morning and we get there and it's all cool. There isn't that much drama, just the same pee problems over and over. And we finally get to Idaho and I checked them into their hotel and just, they're just complaining. My parents were complaining about everything. It was insane. I couldn't believe it. I was just happy to be there and I stayed with my niece for a couple days, which was so awesome. And she's like 45. And so then I just had a great time with her. And then we went to see that movie Weapons. Have you guys seen the movie Weapons? I needed a break from my parents. I'm telling you. I needed a break. I took my niece to the movies Weapons. Go see it. If you like horror movies or scary movies, I know I should have had a black light. I didn't. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining me. Thank you. So I didn't sleep on that bed. I slept on the towels, man. I was so freaked out. I was like, so ready to go. I didn't want any of my clothes. Oh, it's such a good movie. Go see it. I took my niece. It was so awesome. So I had a little bit of like downtime for a minute from my parents. And then I got them booked. Before that, I had booked their hotel in Idaho and I booked them a really nice, I think it was Marriott Fairmont suite. I got them a big suite and it was a beautiful hotel with an awesome gym and a jacuzzi and a pool. And they just were like, so I don't even know. They were just not having it for some reason. I'm like, why did we come here? Like, what? It was the most bizarre trip. So this is the part what I wanted to get to. Okay. This is the part that is the part that I really felt like up to all this, it was a dark comedy. And up to all this, I could laugh it off. And up to all this, I was just, kind of over. Hey, Kat, thanks for joining us. All of it I was over, but I was okay. I was supposed to fly back next week to help them drive back, but they were just like, we don't need you to come and help us. I'm like, okay, no worries for me. I have a lot of work to do and my people on my live will be very happy that I'm not leaving next Wednesday. So for some reason, they just decided that they didn't want me to come back and help them drive back. So God bless you. Have a nice road trip back, and I'll see you when you get here. So I just let it go, right? But here's the part that, hi, Brian, thank you. So this is the part that gets a little bit crazy. And I really was kind of doing the story up to this because, hey, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. And if you just came, you're probably coming at the right time. The trauma part. So, as you noticed today, I named the live Pause and Reflect. And I don't know if you know, are you all familiar with this guy right here, Ryan Holiday? I'm not promoting his book. I don't get paid for this, or it's not any of that. I'm just showing you uh this book, okay? And Ryan Holiday. He has a great podcast, okay? Stoic. It's about, being stoic. And I learned a lot from learning how to be. It's great. You can go to his podcast, Ryan Holiday, look for him on the podcast. He has these great sort of daily. It's great. If you really want to learn a lot about yourself and sort of learn how not to get sucked into drama and learn how not to get yourself pissed off about things. And, people gaslight a lot today. And I get pulled in from all sides of the gaslighting and the trans, LGBT, pee poo poo crap. And, all of us, at some point, we have a breaking point. You just have a breaking point. I think it's very human to have a breaking point. And as much as I do listen to him and I really work on myself and it's great. I don't try to let other people's bullshit get into my head. Let's just be honest. We're all human, and it has to be a part where eventually things kind of just snap, or you just let it build up without really realizing it. And so this trip did that to me. I really was trying hard to just let them have their old 85-year-old crap and not take it on personally, because I'm just not that person anymore. And it's how I navigate the transgender hate, is I just know that it's not about me. It's about them. And so same with my parents. Their trauma, they have a lot of stuff. 85-year-old people haven't worked on their trauma. Let's just be honest. 85-year-old people haven't gone to therapy and dealt with their crap. So they put it on everybody else. My dad has not changed. So imagine the 85-year-old, the person I told you growing up is now 85. So he's 85 with an anger, and he doesn't think he has it. So I pretty much held my own through the thing, and I separated myself during situations, and I didn't get involved in other people's crap, and I just, took space, and I just pretended like whenever he said something shitty to me, which he did, I would just let it go over my head, which is what he teaches you, and what today's pause and reflect, and why I named it Pause and Reflect, because I didn't realize I was learning. I know what pause and reflect is. And if you don't know what pause and reflect is, I'm going to put the link to today's daily stoic, because it's really a very powerful thing. It's like 10 minutes. And he talks about not jumping the gun. And when you start to feel like people are pushing on you, look at yourself in the mirror, or look at yourself, or pause and reflect. And I'm like, oh shit, I did it. Yeah, that's the other thing. Dealing with parents with dementia, I can't even imagine. So that being said, good for you, because I don't think I could even understand how that could be very difficult. So I paused and reflect a lot on this trip, okay? A lot. Stop and count to 10. You should do the same before you send those nasty emails. Just calm yourself. Don't get riled up. It's literally how I deal with the trans community. But there I was, letting all of this shit my dad kept putting on me. And I haven't even told you half of it, because it's just, I'm writing a story about it. So it just got there. And the little buck started, like, I could feel the little buck getting mad. And I could feel the little buck wanting to cry, because when I was a kid, I cried a lot as a kid. And my dad would always tease me for crying. And he'd be like, you're just a little pussy. Shut up. Like, if I cried, if my dad said mean things to me, I would cry. And he would just get so mad if you cried. And he would just be calling you a little bitch or a pussy, or, making you feel so low that you're crying. And it was just like that trauma of the crying fucked me up for a long time. Now you guys know I cry, but I couldn't for a long time, because I associated it with being weak, and I associated it with being not a man, and I associated it with so many negative things. So, this dude is coming at me at 85 now, and I'm just like, tap, tap. I'm like, tap, 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 tap the whole time, but you can only tap so much. And there I was, and my parents said to me, we're just going to drive back early so you don't have to fly back. I'm like, good, right on, just do your thing. But my mom told me that, that in my room. My dad didn't tell me that. So my mom said, "Did your dad tell you we're going to drive back early and you don't need to fly back?" And I said, "No, he didn't tell me that." And she said, "Well, okay, I think he's going to talk to you about it." And I was like, "Okay, great." So we get in the car, we're going over to my niece's house. And then I just look at my dad and I go, "Hey, Dad, so mom told me that you guys are just going to drive back and I don't need to come back." Oh my God. You would have thought I punched him in the face. You would have thought I did the worst thing in the world. You would have thought that I said something so absurd to him. He lost his mind and he goes, "You fucking people are black." And at that point, when he said, "You fucking people," I, I lost it. That was like, what do you call it? The straw that broke the camel's back. This was the day before I left. I had already been with them for almost a week. I was like, I I sat for one moment and I just couldn't, you guys. I lost my mind. I literally yelled back at my dad, which is not something you do, but I did it. And I go, "Don't you ever fucking talk like that to me again." And I can hear my mom in the back seat, woohoo, whistling and pretending like nothing was happening. And she was doing that thing she does where she checks out of the family drama. And then I go, "Don't you ever effing talk to me like that again." And I don't even remember, you guys. I just said so many nasty. I was like, "Who the hell do you think you are? I'm 63 years old. I'm not that little kid that you thought I was. I am so in charge of my own life. You will never speak to me like that again." How effing, you know what I saw my dad do? You know what I saw my dad do? It's going to blow your mind. The man who punched people out, the man who, like, this would have happened when I was 20. We would have been in a fist fight. My dad and I would have been in a fist fight. He shrunk. He actually shrunk in his seat. And then I noticed, whoa, he just shrunk in his seat. I can't believe it. And I just stood up. This is the girl, okay? When I was a girl, I would have been crying. He would have been probably smacking me. I would have been completely destroyed. I literally flipped on him and I became this strong, powerful, boundary making. "You will never speak to me like that again. I am not that person I was 40 years ago." And he just shrunk. It was the most powerful thing I have witnessed in my life in a long time. And I was like, and I sat there and he sat there and he goes, "Calm down." I said, "Don't you talk to me like that. You calm the down." And he just like, and then 5 minutes passed and we just acted like nothing happened. And I acted like nothing happened. And we got to my niece's house and we all acted like nothing happened, which is actually the way my family always is. And I said, in my own brain, I said, that man will never speak to me like that again. That man will never disrespect me. That man now will be a different man to me. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm not sure if it's going to be a positive different, and I'm not sure if it's going to be a negative different, but what I do know is different. And so the reason why I'm telling you this very personal story, by the way, is because as somebody who sits here and speaks to the world and travels the world and talks about things, these life experiences are very important for me to share with you. They're not my only life experience. They're life experience that I have been able to be blessed with only to share with you. The reason why I have to share this with you, and I don't make it just about me, is because I want you to know that whatever shit happened to you as a little person, and I'm getting a little emotional, doesn't have to dictate your life today. Does not. I cry here in front of 200 people watching. I never cried in front of my dad when that happened because I actually feel safe to cry here. I do not feel safe to cry in front of my father because my father put a lot of trauma on me with crying. And he thinks of it as weakness, where I don't think of it as weakness. I think of it as powerful. And that story that I just told you about pushing back on a man who has been abusive to me, who has trained me to be not a good person, who I used to look up to, who I wanted to grow up to be, who was my masculine identity, is no longer that. And I had such an awakening about what it means to be a man. And what that means is not that. That is not a man. That is a person who is dealing with a lot of his own childhood crap and putting it out into the world to shield his own trauma. But I didn't know that until that experience. And that experience gave me the knowledge to pass on to you that you don't have to take that stuff. It doesn't matter if it's your parents, your sister, your partner, your neighbor. You never have to take that kind of abuse from people. It is up to you to set those boundaries. And once you set those boundaries, you're basically Superman. I was Superman for... or Spider-Man. I was Superman for a minute in that car. And I watched my powerful energy shrink that person who's always been so abusive to me. And I've always been so scared of him. And I've always been so sort of but at the same time wanting to be that person. It's the most twisted space. Imagine that you want to be like your abuser. Imagine that you want to be like your abuser. Just imagine. Like, I actually wanted to be like my abuser. That's crazy because he was my abuser and he's no longer my abuser. And so it took me to the age of 63 and for him to be 85 for me to realize the power of speaking up and the power of not caring what other people think about me. Well, that's been around, but my parents. I think more about my parents, and I don't care what they think about me, and I don't care if they never speak to me again. That's not going to happen. And I don't care if my dad's feelings got hurt, because maybe that's exactly what he needed. He's never going to go to therapy. He's never going to fix himself. His time is running out, and you're right. I'm very lucky that I got to spend time. This is what I think. I think that that time was put there for me by the universe. I think that I was supposed to go on that trip with my parents. I think I have become a different person since that trip. Thank you, Young Bounty. I appreciate that a lot. My dad is close to your age and also went through trauma with his parents. He's raised me and my siblings differently to be better parent and not allow his trauma. Bam! That's what I'm doing. I appreciate that, Young Bounty. That's what I'm doing. I'm raising my kid the same way. You won't take stuff from people, but I'm not that kind of dad. I think you guys know that. I'm pretty much the pushover. On some level, not always, but pretty much. I don't want my kiddo to be feeling scared of me or to feel like he can't have a conversation with me. None of that. I never want my kiddo to feel that way. I want my kiddo to feel like safe and he can tell me anything and that I'll never judge him and that whatever is going on with him, he can come. He wants to drink alcohol. He wants to smoke weed. He wants to do, because you know it's going to happen, have sex with somebody. I want him to feel like he can come here to say that to me. And I already said, dude, when you're ready to have your big super party, we'll have that right here. And you can invite all the people you want here. And we'll have whatever kind of party we can have here, okay? Because it'll be a safe environment and it'll be totally cool. So I don't want, because, you know, they're just going to do it. So why not make it a cool place for them to be? Hey, Lizzie, nice to see you. Oh, thank you, friend. That means a lot. Thank you so much, Buck. I have dealt with that my whole life and always push back, but it gets heavy and you doubt. That's right. This is very, very helpful to hear. It makes me less guilt for standing up to myself and my grandparents. Right on, kiddo. I care about you, and you're really a good person. So don't take it. Do not take that stuff. It takes a long time to figure shit out. Okay, you're a youngster. Hey, Billy Joe. Thanks. Hey, friend. Thanks for being a member. Billy Joe helping me create some new content and the Discord. And we're putting together the Discord, everybody. So after the show, if you want to go hang out, thank you, everybody, for all the nice comments. I totally appreciate it a lot. So I hope that you understand why Mr. Pig says, Buck, do you think the transition of kids is going down? Do you think? Yeah, I do. I do think it's going down because they've also taken it away. Okay, they've taken it away from the medical space. So now these kids don't really have that option to do that, which is, thank God this is happening. Seriously, you watch all these kids who thought they were trans. Where are they going to go? They're not going to be here anymore because they're not trans. They're not really trans. It's the adults creating the trans kids. It's actually disgusting. So I want to segue. I hope that I hope that you enjoyed my little my little bit of Buck wisdom there, and I hope you can take from it if you need it, and if not, just a story. But I hope that you can take my my sort of space that I learned a lot about myself. Pause and reflect, but also sometimes you can't. Sometimes that the straw breaks the camel's back and you lose it, but it's okay. It's literally okay. But set those boundaries around the people who maybe are abusing you or have abused you, or maybe you just need to get it off your chest, and it is no way, shape, or form a reflection on you. When those people put that trauma on us, and those people expect us to sort of not have that conversation, or we are in charge of our own lives. There is no doubt about it. We are in charge of our own lives. But it doesn't mean that they should just always be getting away with that shit, okay? So that being said, I feel like I feel like I was the man in control in that car. And I walked away like, I totally walked away feeling so powerful. It was crazy. And I'm there for my mom. I'll just be honest with you. You know, I love my mom a lot. She's done a lot for me. She's always been the person who never questioned my transition, ever questioned anything about me. Even when I was a gay woman, never questioned it. My dad was always the asshole about it. My mom was always the loving, beautiful, whatever you need to do, I love you, would come out of my mom's mouth. If it makes you a better person, that's all I care about. Like, that's always been my mom's space. So I stick with that family situation more honestly for my mom than my dad. And so that's just why, because, you know, I just feel much closer to my mother than I do to my father. And I don't want to be a toxic man. I want to be a man who cares and can be that dude. You know, I'm very masculine on some level, and I do sort of want to sort of emulate a masculine man, but it doesn't mean I can't cry, and it doesn't mean I can't be sensitive, and it doesn't mean I have to always be beating the shit out of people and have this persona of shit, because that is not going to move men. And if men are here today and you're hearing me, I hope that you hear me, because you don't need to put on a show, and you don't have to be ultra something you're not, okay? And I'm all about masculinity, don't get me wrong. I'm all about all of that. I'm all about dudes hanging out with each other and chicks hanging out with each other. I totally believe that. But I also believe that you got to just know that it's okay sometimes to just be sensitive, and it doesn't mean you're not a man. So anyway, I have a couple, I don't know, 3 or 4 TikToks I brought on here today, because I enjoy doing the TikToks with you all. And yeah, my son cries too. It's all about that. We encourage the crying. Crying is super important. And then that way he just gets it out. But I want to show you, do you guys remember maybe about 3 or 4, or was it 3 or 4 videos ago on my channel here, I did a video about phalloplasty, right? Thank you, Kara. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. The terrible old woman. I love it. That's excellent. Do you remember do y'all remember I just did a video like 3 or 4 ago about phalloplasty, which is the penis surgery that transgender men like me get in order to create a phallus. For some reason, I don't know. And if you don't know about me, I don't have that. And I have transitioned 33 years ago, and I never even think twice about it. I have exposed why I haven't gotten it, and I have exposed why I believe that it should not be an option until they have it down better. And I also believe that it's my duty as somebody who's lived with this situation for a long time and has a healthy life all the way around. It's my duty to show the other side of transitioning without getting that. So I told you that what was going to happen was the trans men were going to come after me, the ones who have the phalloplasty, and pretend like they like it. Okay. So of course, one of the guys I put in the video came after me. So I really want to share this with you because I'm going to make some remarks to you and show you why I will continue to speak out against phalloplasty and why I will continue to speak about it. So watch this. Yeah, they all came after me. It was kind of funny. I was already expecting it. So this kid right here.
It's pretty late, but I just found out that Buck Angel has been using my videos without my consent to show people that phalloplasty is bad and everyone regrets it. And I'm just here to say I don't regret it. I had a life-changing surgery and a series of surgeries, and I don't regret a single stage of my surgeries. I still have pain sometimes, but I'm a rare individual.
Yeah, the volume's low. Just put it up.
Still. And so many people talk about their complications to share for the community so that others will know more about these complications so that they can know about the process going into it. But so many people have these surgeries and don't have any complications, and those experiences are not talked about as much because why would they be? They're living their life having a good ass time. And you know, the thing that sucks the most is that he's using photos of me and videos from so long ago. Like, I just had to post an update because I'm doing great. My arm looks great. I fucking love my life. So fuck off, Buck Angel.
So, F off Buck Angel. Okay. So I'm sorry. I know he's speaking really low. He's all, so let me just say this about him. Okay. First off, when you put stuff on TikTok, it's a free for all, dude. I don't need your consent. Are you insane? Do you understand how the actual internet works? You're younger than me. I'm 63. I know how the internet works. What? Telling me I need his consent to use his videos is ridiculous. Secondly, dude is in bed in almost every single one of his TikToks. Dude is in the bed, okay? Never once is he out of bed. Thirdly, his whole TikTok is about how many complications he has had with his surgery. He's the one who said, my dick don't work. He actually said that. Like, what, dude? So there's that. Thirdly, his arm. So he's always, really? Really? You're happy with your arm? I don't care what he says. I do not believe him. I think he's miserable. His dick doesn't work. He's going in and out of the hospital for like a million times. And then why is he so mad at me? Why do you think this kid is so mad at me? He's a kid. He's probably in 20s. He's a kid. He's so mad at me for using his content. And then he says so many people are happy with it. That's not true. That is actually a total lie. Go on TikTok or go anywhere or go watch the video I made. These people are completely upset about doing that surgery. Many trans men come to me behind the scenes, will never put it on the internet, and tell me, thank you, Buck, for saying that. I wished I never did it. I am doing a service. And also, if you're happy with your penis, you go right ahead. I'm not questioning that. You have every right to get your penis surgery. What I have every right to do in this community is have a different opinion about getting that penis surgery. And I will continue to talk about that disgusting surgery because it's disgusting, in my opinion. Okay, so I have an opinion about it, just like he has an opinion about getting it and thinking his whole life is amazing. Yet there he is, every single. Who wants to be 20 years old in bed, going to the doctor and literally having surgery after surgery after? Who wants to do that? Do you want to do that? Do you think a 20-year-old trans man wants to do that? So you watch and see, every single one of you. Mark my words here again. When this gets done and everything is done, there will be people saying, thank you, Buck. Thank you for bringing this. They can't say it now because if they say it now, they will get ostracized from that community. That's not my community. I keep telling everybody, I'm not part of the trans community. I am part of sanity. I am part of transsexualism. I am part of adults making adult choices. I am part of living in the real world where we can have different opinions. I don't live for you, okay? I just showed you I don't even live for my dad anymore. You think I'm going to live for some kid who stays in bed all day and doesn't even like care about himself? Look at him. He looks completely unhealthy. So I don't care if you guys like what I do or don't like what I do. I'm not here to do that. I'm here for that kid. I'm here for that one kid who comes to see me and says, you know what? Thank you. I need to hear that. They need to hear another opinion. When all they're hearing is the same shit and then they think they have to go get this crappy surgery, but then they don't hear, no, you don't, because look at me. I've been doing it for 33 years, longer than all these people, and I have an awesome life. Okay, I get a lot of well, I'm married now, but I got a lot of chicks. Just so you know, I had an amazing sex life, an amazing life. Okay, so I was shagging all the time. You think this dude is shagging? Doubt it. Doubt it, doubt it, doubt it. So make your priorities, kids. Make your priorities are important. You are important. The quality of your life is important. And this is not a quality of life. This is lying to you in order to validate their choices. They want you to do it to validate their choices. Okay? Don't validate other people's choices. Validate your own choices. Okay? So the next one also really is disturbing. You're just not even going to believe it. Wait, I just want to find this one right here. It's so disturbing, you guys. Gosh, did I bring it on? Okay, so I don't know if you can read that. I am officially 16 weeks pregnant. Do you see that? Oh my God. I took the music out because it's music. Copyright. I am officially 16 weeks pregnant. Now I'm going to go off on the pregnant trans man because this is not a trans man. So let me see. So wait, let me get rid of the music. So I don't know if this is the one I want you to see. Same dude. Calls himself a trans man, they, them, their trans man who is having a baby, okay? So you're not even going to believe what this said. I took this guy right here. This is what's going to piss you off. So this guy right here, pregnant, it's a woman, okay? It's a female who thinks they're a man getting pregnant. It's so upsetting to me. This is what that says. It says, the war is over. I finally got approved for Medicaid. Medicaid. This person just got approved for Medicaid. This is a they, them, he, him, pregnant female. Okay? I just got approved for Medicaid. It only took till I was 20 weeks pregnant. 20, how many months is 20 weeks pregnant? Because someone put that there. My math is horrible. Also, a lot of fighting on my case, and it's going to all kinds of upper management, but they finally approved me. We need to find out about this. I can't wait to see my baby girl grow and make sure the rest of my pregnancy is healthy and on track. So happy. 5 months. Thank you, Lisa. Daniel. Oh, hey, Daniel. Great to see you. Can you even believe this? Look, I'm totally against trans men getting pregnant. I don't care. Again, I don't care what you think. You can't go on testosterone and then become a man and then decide you want to get pregnant. What? Where's your dysphoric shit coming from? You're a they, them. You're a literal they, them. It's the most disturbing thing ever. And I'm going to continue to talk about this. There's something wrong going on. No trans man in his right mind would ever get pregnant. Also, what about the baby? What about the baby? Are you telling me you know for a fact that that testosterone is not going to affect the long-term health of that baby? I doubt you can tell me that. I doubt it. Does the baby matter? Or is it all about you being a pregnant seahorse dad? Disgusting. Totally disgusting.
Ari
So,
or Ariana?
okay, this one's going to blow your mind. Check this one out.
My name is Ari or Ariana. And this is me a whole month on estrogen! I did it! A whole entire month!
What? Why? Why? This is the trans community. What is that? That is complete nuts. Who does that? Who does that? This is the shit that I keep seeing every single day. And every single day, the people who actually hate trans people, and I don't blame you. I honestly don't blame you. I don't blame you. I'm starting to hate them too. This is the stuff they're weaponizing, honestly, against people like me. Because I get lumped in with nuts. I get lumped in with all these nuts. Okay? And then all these nuts are making people hate trans people and ripping out the whole system. So even people like me who actually need the medication won't be getting it anymore. You won't be getting it anymore. You're going to just destroy the whole thing. I'm like, what? What? And I'll tell you what, the thing that pisses me off more than anything, this is really a cause of the trans activism, and they'll never admit it. So this dude right here who's talking about his estrogen thing and freaking out, he's not trans, and he's going to go back to living as a dude. And then all the mess, I say it, is going to be left for the real transsexual people to clean up. And it's going to be a hell of a cleanup mess. So this one I actually want you to see because I'm so sick of these people. I took the music out, but basically it says, it starts with, why did you go on testosterone if you don't like transition? What? Wait, I just got to show you. Let me just show you the video. So this person says that they're a transsexual man and they're a female to male like me. They say they're like me, that they are a woman wanting to be a man, and they're literally taking testosterone and they had top surgery, but they dress like a woman because they say clothes don't make the gender. So if you actually had true gender dysphoria, you would never dress like that. You would never, yeah, F to F. There you go. Great one. I'm going to take that from you. Totally. What trans man dresses like that? That's like, say, do you think you would ever catch me dead dressing like that? It's insane, you guys. I'm telling you, the mental illness is so out of control. And we're playing into it. Thank you, Lizzie. Could you imagine if someone followed their crack cocaine journey like this? Exactly. It's so cracky. It's actually... Wait, I just want to see if I have this other video that I downloaded. It's so cracky, you guys. Wait, there was another one I wanted you to see. Oh, I don't think I uploaded it. Oh, here it is. Okay, awesome. I'm bringing it. So that's that pregnant one. And this person identifies as FTM. What? You're not even, you're in a dress and you're pregnant. You know, I'm sick of it. Seriously, I'm sick of it. This is not an F to M. I don't care what you say. Okay? Not F to M. You're a female who is having some... You're Victoria. Okay, just stop. Can you all just stop? Just stop. Female to male means female to male, transsexual. You're not even making... You're a pregnant woman. Oh my God, you guys. I love it. I'm all for it. It's Pam. It's totally Pam. It's 100%. My eyes hurt. Dress, look, I don't know, can you actually see literally in a woman's maternity dress? Okay, I'm going to leave you with that, you guys. I know you hate me. I know you hate me, but that person, what? Just come on, man. Okay, so... I'm going to go work on my video for tomorrow because I got a good one coming. You just wait. I'm I'm literally over it. After my awakening with my dad and that trip, I don't care about nothing anymore. Like, I'm sick gonna go after all these wing nuts, man, harder than ever. And yeah, be prepared to laugh your ass off on the one tomorrow because I'm so going after it. So with that, you guys, I really do thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you can if you're not subscribed, it would mean a lot to me if you subscribe to the channel, because as the channel gets more subscribers, YouTube likes me more. And then when YouTube, hey, the Fitz, how you doing, friend? Here, wait, let me bring up your comment real quick before I go. The Fitz says, many countries require sterilization. That's right, for transition or legal recognition. I support that because we don't fully understand how cross-sex hormones affect pregnancy and what impact that could have on future. Yes, I used to feel differently about it, Fitz, but now that these wingnuts have taken over, I thank you, Fitz. I appreciate you a lot. Thanks for coming to the channel, and thanks for hanging out with us. So with that, just know, Trampa is old and over it, and I don't care what any of these young people think about me anymore. There's that one young person out there who sees me and knows that I care about them, and the rest of them can jump in a lake because they ain't gonna shut me up. And every time you come after me, all that does is keep lighting that fire, okay? Keep lighting that fire because you know you're all gonna go down like the sinking ship. So liking, subscribing, commenting, all of that creates this awesome channel. And like I was saying before, YouTube really likes it as I get and I grow because they hear and see me. A lot of my videos, for some reason, I don't know why, I think I get reported a lot. So with that, the support of the channel means a lot. Love you guys a lot. Have a great rest of your day. And I hope we all learned something today. Don't take shit from people. Stand up for yourself and deal with the shit that your parents or somebody did to you when you were a kid, and let it go and move forward. Okay? So with that, sending you all a lot of love, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.